You're listening to PoPolitickin.com. We got you stuck off the realness.
I really miss my nigga. I really miss my nigga. White people, you can sing it too, just change that N to a W. Miss my wigger. Just say, I really miss my wigger. Back to the song. Was at the hospital bed. Said, nigga, are you dead? My nigga said, yeah. And I said, no. Why'd you have to go? Reached out to his ghost in slow-mo. I put a trigger for my nigga, then I burst in the air. Nurse said, you can't do that here. I said, bitch, I don't care. She said, you don't care, but his part's important. Help me lift this nigga up and put him in a dead nigga storage. I said, dead nigga storage? You joking? She said, I'm joking. It was just a joke. I said, I'm gonna shoot you in the face and call it a joke. She said, the best way to cheer up is to laugh. I said, bitch, I'll cheer up after this bloodbath. I want the whole world to know what it's like to lose a nigga. I lost my nigga to a hernia. I lost my nigga to a hernia. I really miss my nigga. This breakdown. Really miss my nigga. White people, I really miss my wigger. This song is about equality. I really miss my nigga. Let's sing it together. I really miss my nigga. But white people, if a black person next to you and they look real pissed, you better stop it. I really miss my nigga, cause I ain't responsible for your well-being. I really.
Welcome back to PoPolitickin.com. Make sure you download our app on iTunes and Android. Now politic with my homie. He's a lean, mean fighting machine. Just got inducted to the Marine Corps Boxing Hall of Fame. My homie Terry Green. How you doing?
I'm doing all right. I ain't lean. I'm still mean, but I ain't lean no more.
Well, you still a fighting machine, right?
Yeah. 30 seconds at a time. I'm too fat for that.
All right, so I just want you to let the listeners know a little bit about your background and how you got in boxing and how long you've been doing that.
Well, my granddaddy boxed, my daddy boxed, so I boxed. And so I joined the Marine Corps. I made the team a couple times, but I guess we had OIF, Iraqi Freedom jumping off, so they didn't let me go. And then I made the team. It ended up being ranked tied for number 3 in the country. Fought on Team USA. Then I got out, started training, and then I seen a need in the hood. And that's what I'm doing.
And then talk about your time in the military. Like, how long were you in the military? Was it a pleasant experience for you, or how was it for you?
It's the military. It's pleasant when you get out. When you in, you up before the sun up, the sun down when you get home. It's a lot of yelling, running, a lot of discipline. But I made some of the best friends, including you forever. You know what I mean? Like people I probably would never, you from Mississippi, my granddaddy and them from Mississippi. You know what I mean? So we met in California. So the Marines was dope. I did my 4-year tour. Got out, used the GI Bill. I got to mention they're trying to tax the GI Bill now. Don't let them do that. The GI Bill helped form this country's middle class post World War II. So support them not taxing the GI Bill. It helped millions of people get educated and otherwise wouldn't have been. It helped lots of minorities become educated. Otherwise wouldn't have been. So don't let them attack the GI Bill. But I went to college, got me some degrees, and now I work every day. Now I'm opening the gym.
Yeah, I said we need that. We need that GI Bill. We actually need more money for the GI Bill. They tripping. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, they is tripping.
And then also, I wanted you to talk about, you just got inducted into the Marine Corps Boxing Hall of Fame a couple of weeks ago, right?
Yeah, at the beginning of April, I went out to Camp Lejeune. It was probably the biggest honor I've ever received in my life. I was happy to be there. I got a little nervous, like, man, I'm not fit anymore. I might not fit in this jacket they done sent me, but I got to meet some of the old timers. Leon Spinks, two of the people that Muhammad Ali were Marines, Ken Norton and Leon Spinks. Last year, Leon Spinks and Ken Norton got in the Hall of Fame. Ken Norton got in posthumously. This year, Hall of Fame referee Richard Steele got in there, and his national champions got in there. Olympians, Sergio Reyes, Jamel Herring. So it was a big honor to go to Camp Lejeune, meet my comrades, be honored amongst my peers. I thought that was really cool. My wife got to see it. My kids were in school, so they didn't get to go see. I told them I used to be skinny back in the day. They laughed at me and said, "You ain't never been skinny, Daddy." So
So how's
it was,
that?
it
How's
was
that work? Do
very,
y'all meet up every year, or like how's it? How was
yeah.
it?
The Hall of Famers from the previous year vote for the ones for the next year. A lot of us were top amateur standouts amongst the country. People that've been to Olympic trials like. Uh, Stokes and Lee Gladden, Olympians. Sergio Reyes went in 1992 with De La Hoya. Matter of fact, Sergio Reyes was the team captain at 119 pounds. The De La Hoya fought at 125. Jamel Herring went in 2012, where he was also the team captain. So USA Boxing does like our leadership by they nominate us the captains when we go to stuff like that. Leon Spinks in the '76, him and his brother were there with Sugar Ray Leonard. So it's a real experience, man. It's different. Jacksonville, North Carolina. Y'all that went to PA school out there. Jacksonville looks nothing like it used to.
Oh, it looks better.
Yeah, man, they got a freeway that goes from on base from Camp Lejeune to New River.
Hmm.
Yeah, man, they updated a lot of buildings. Technology better. The city of Jacksonville, Driftwood's still there, but other than that, I went around the corner from my house at the hotel we were staying. I couldn't find the house.
Hmm.
It's growing. Times change. It's growing.
And then, so I want you to talk about the main reason we brought you here, man. We want to talk about the GoFundMe account campaign you're doing right now with the boxing gym. So just talk about the background a little bit, how you got involved with that, and what you're trying to do with it.
All right, so I moved out here to El Paso, Texas, and I started coaching at. It used to be called LA Boxing. It's called UFC Gym now, and it's on the other side of town. I stay in the Northeast. It was on the East Side at the time, and I'd always been in boxing my whole life, And then I went to the gym, and I was doing cardio classes and stuff like that. And some kids wanted to actually compete at boxing, so I was like, "Yeah, that's right up my alley." And I started training them, but these kids were getting charged like $100 a month. And boxing's always been that sport that's supposed to be accessible to the
For the
poor man.
hood, that's the hood
Yeah.
sport. Yeah.
So I left that gym and I started coaching at the rec center. And then I had the opportunity to coach at the gym boxing. It's in the hood. It's the same building. That's the one I'm trying to get. And I seen what boxing as a mentor in boxing you could really be. This neighborhood, the projects in this neighborhood, you know what I mean? There's some kids that couldn't afford to go, stuff like that. And I seen these kids, a lot of them were misguided, you know what I mean? So what I started doing, getting parents involved, making dads start coaching and stuff, because boxing typically like baseball. It's a sport that's passed from father to son typically. But now the women coming along, so it's passed from father to daughter too. But when the gym closed, man, I went out to just a park, started coaching kids out there, and kids just started really pouring in. It's like, man, we miss it. We need, I don't want to be a gangbanger, you know what I mean? I don't want to smoke weed with my friends, So I got them out in the park, and we're still competing. We're still winning fights. Matter of fact, my son and a couple other my kids fighting in the Junior Olympic final, the regional Junior Olympic finals tonight. We're still competing, but I was doing them a disservice because they don't have a place to be. So them coming out training with me was subject to the weather. It gets real windy out here in El Paso. In the summer, it's 100 degrees, ain't nothing. In the winter, it gets, it got thin atmosphere. So in winter, it's blistering cold. So we got to get them in a building. I don't want them to be disadvantaged when they get in the ring to compete. They need a ring to spar in.
Right.
They need bags to hit. You know what I'm saying? They need a facility, where can I run to when things are bad? I'm having a bad day. I need to punch something, punch a bag, what I'm saying? So that's what I'm doing it for. I'm trying to do more than just the boxing, though. I'm trying to have a tutoring program. One of my boxers is a two-time Golden Gloves champion around here in the regional area. Rick Ramirez, he's from that area. He's from the projects. He's from the FDRs and the Devil's Triangle. He joined the Marine Corps a couple years after me, and I got him. He started coaching. I started coaching him. He won a Golden Gloves with me. He went to college using the GI Bill we mentioned earlier. Uh, uh, Now he's working on his PhD, but he taught at Irvin High School where he's an alumni. Now he's teaching at Canyon Hills Middle School where he also went. But he's a mentor, and he started. He knows the neighborhood, and he knows what these kids have gone through. But he's a success story, and I think these kids need people like him, people like me. Show them there's something other than hanging out in these streets.
Yeah, man, I commend you for. I think it's a very honorable thing you're doing, bro.
Man, my mama always told me there's something bigger than me. You know what I mean?
Oh
The
yeah,
world don't revolve around me. You know what I mean? So,
yeah,
rest my mama's soul. But you know what I mean? I see it now. I'm an adult. You know what I mean? Probably was a selfish little kid, but as an adult, I see it, and I'm trying to make the world a better place for my kids, for their kids, for your kids, for everybody's kids. You know what I mean?
yeah. I would say I'm pretty sure you know about the butterfly effect. So you're influencing those kids, and they gonna influence kids and influence kids. So leaving a legacy, man.
Yeah, I'm trying to. That's why I put my name on it. You know what I mean? So if it fails, I fail, and I don't want to fail. The Marine Corps didn't teach me that way. You know what I'm saying? We don't retreat. We attack in a different direction. But I put my name on it because it means a lot to me. The kids mean a lot to me. Some of them don't have dad at their house. And so sometimes I'm their daddy, you know what I mean? I talk to them hard sometimes. Sometimes I'll be drill instructor green on them, you know what I mean? But it's tough love, it's real love, it's genuine love, and some of them they won't say it, but then you see it later on. They really appreciate it.
I say you already. So you say you already got the gym, right?
Oh well, I got the building. Talked to the landlord. They reduced the rent. So we're going through the process of becoming a 501c3 now. They reduced the rent for us, so there's some equipment in the gym already. I still need some more equipment, but yeah, we got the building. I signed the lease in a week. I get the keys in a week. Got to turn on the utilities. Got to clean it out. We're gonna host a big grand opening, spar session party barbecue on June the 3rd, Saturday, June the 3rd. It's gonna be from 10 to 4. So if in El Paso people come out, if y'all want to come from out of town, y'all come on out. Gonna be some sparring, gonna be some eats. Y'all get out there and get your grub on. Gonna be a jumping balloon for the cheering, and this is gonna be a big thing.
So what can they donate? Like people want to donate, still get money.
Oh yeah. Well, I set a goal for $15,000. We're already at 4,500. They can donate at GoFundMe.com/TG Boxing, Tango Golf Boxing. All right. Um,
And then
we need all the help we can get.
like just in case like this interview might end up getting played in the future, months from now. So do you have a PayPal that anybody like they can hit you up at?
I've never done the PayPal thing. I ain't never done that. So GoFundMe is all I got right now.
So what can they? I guess if somebody just want to contact you, just through
You can email me at tgboxing@icloud.com, and I respond fast. All right, I respond fast. So you send me an email, I respond right away. tgboxing@icloud.com. I'm on my phone all day, every day.
Yeah, I would say so. I remember when Floyd was talking about like if somebody would have betted on all his fights, they would have been rich. So just to
Yeah.
let you know, I plan on betting on all your son's fights. So how old you? Can you tell him about your son?
Oh man, TG3, Terry Wayne Green the third. The boy is something else. He's a very talented young man. Real kind-hearted person. Me and him were raised a little bit different. I raised a little bit harder than he was. I kind of keep him sheltered a little bit, but he's a very athletic kid. He's a loving kid. Really shy sometimes, but he's very talented. And he's fighting in the Junior Olympic finals right now. He's 8 years old. He'll be 9 in 2 weeks. So the kid, he loves fighting. You got to kind of trick him into training. You got, but the kid, he's pretty good, man. He better than I ever was. I
Yeah, I
think
said
so.
That's a big 8-year-old. He looking like he 12 to me.
Yeah, he real tall. He real tall and lanky. You know what I mean? He gonna be taller than me. Maybe not as like not thick, muscular build, but he gonna be tall, and lanky. Got some speed. He got good knowledge of where he is in the ring. He watches a lot of boxing with me. You know, because I deal with a lot of pros and stuff like that. So I'm always watching film. You know, he likes old school fighters, Wilfredo Benitez. He likes Sweet Pea, you know what I mean? He liked the Mayweathers and stuff too, but he's an Ali fan. He's a Bob Foster fan. He'll watch a black and white fight all on his own. And the sound won't be on or nothing. He like listening to Howard Cosell though. He likes that stuff, man. So it's an honor, man. It's an honor to be his daddy, and I'm really proud of my kid, man.
I would say. So, what do you think about far as like the injury? Like, do you like? To me, it seems like it's probably safer than football for kids boxing.
Yeah,
They
it
have
is
the head
because you
guards
have
and
a
stuff, right?
referee. Yeah. Well, the headgear is mainly for cuts. It's not a concussion protocol. Headgear is mainly for cuts. You know, it's an impact sport, so there are going to be some concussions there, but it's not going to be as often as with football because there's only three people in the ring. It's the referee and the two boxers. So the referee's job is not to keep a fight entertaining or clean. It's safety first. They're the ref in amateur boxing with USA boxing. The referee's job is to make sure the fighters are safe. You know what I mean? If you take a hard shot and you don't get knocked out, the referee's still gonna jump in your face, count to 8, look in your eyes, and make sure you're okay. All right, and there's a doctor. If the doctor's not sitting at ringside, fight stops. So and then the coaches have the responsibility. If my kid is in a bad spot, guess what? I will hop up on that ring so fast and stop the fight. I will not let you get hurt. You know what I mean? That's it's safe. When responsible people are involved, safety matters. It happens.
And then, what you think about like UFC?
Um, Never been a real
Well, not
big
UFC, just MMA in general.
MMA in general. Like I watch some of it. I got quite a few friends that do it. Not particularly big on it because it seems like something you can't master because there's so many styles. So it's like I feel
A
I'm not
hybrid.
hating on it. I'm saying like it's not so much hype. It's like it still needs some development because you got Muay Thai, so you got to go master that. Then you got karate, you got to master that. It's wrestling,
Wrestling,
you got to
yeah.
master that. So when I first started out, UFC was a competition between styles. You know what I mean? But then the rules are different. So, if I play by MMA rules, I'll lose every time. But they come play by boxing rules, I'm gonna win every time. But then again, we have a girl here named Stephanie Hahn. In 2010, she won the National PAL. She won the National Women's Golden Gloves. If you run up on her, think you're going to MMA her, she's also a two-time state champion wrestler. She's also a multi-time national champion, international champion in karate and kickboxing. So, I think it all depends on the person and what you like. I think UFC is monopolized. So, they got a good promotion mechanism going on. I don't think the fighters get paid as much as they could in boxing and stuff like that. But they have a fan base, but they are two different sports. They're two totally different sports. I think in MMA you have to be physically stronger. Like the build has to be different. You're a little bit thicker. You know what I mean? A little bit more muscle bound. And I think with boxing, you got to be a little bit more agile. It's not always the case because you get big, thick, agile guys like Sean Porter. You know what I mean? But then you got thin guys that can knock you out back in the day, like Tommy Hearns. You know, it's just they're
Yeah,
two
I'm
different
saying,
sports.
what do you think about, because he's from my neck of the woods, Wilder. What do you think about him?
Oh man, I think there's some skills he's missing, and I don't think it's just the skills. I think it's when you convince a guy that they got that much power, they start to believe it, and then they stop boxing and start committing to trying to knock everybody out with every shot. You know what I mean? I think the skills are there. He was an Olympian after like 25 amateur fights. He's being coached by one of the best amateurs this country's ever had in Mark Breland. So the skills are probably there. I think just mentally we've convinced him as fans that, oh, you gonna knock everybody out. And that's what he show up and doing, you know what I mean? And when you commit to throwing power shots all the time, they're not always the cleanest, prettiest things, you know what I'm saying? I think he needs to work on his defense a little bit, but the dude is real, you know what I mean? Like, I wouldn't want to get hit by him.
And then
My
I
brother.
guess we winding it up, but I just want you one more thing. I just want you to talk about, I guess, for anybody that kind of like, let's say you got like a 18-year-old, 16-year-old listening, and they want to be a boxer. And I know it's like a process from amateur to pro So just talk about that a little bit, just far like the training they need to do stuff like that. How they get
Okay, so when it comes to going from amateur to pro, becoming a professional boxer is the easiest thing in the entire world. But it's also one of the hardest things to make a legitimate living doing, making money, because they're gonna match you. If you ain't got no amateur experience, they're gonna match you with a national champion. There you go, you got a loss on your record. But you got to learn the basics, man. Master the basics, you become a master. You know what I mean? So find your local gyms. They got them at most rec centers. People out there doing what I'm trying to do, them nonprofit gyms, and learn the basics, master the basics. You know what I'm saying? Not everybody's meant to be a professional. You know what I mean? But you can, you know what I mean? It's a possibility. People make a good living doing this, you know what I mean? So go, master the basics, get a coach, listen to your coach, eat right, treat your body as a temple, you know what I'm saying? Uh, you know, Boxing is about self-respect. You respect your temple, you respect your body, it'll respect you in the long haul. You get in the ring, you learn these skills and you apply these skills, but you got to take care of your body, you know what I mean? So, and then going pro, you know what I mean? That should be an afterthought for a lot of people, you know what I mean? Try to be the best dog on the yard. Try to be the toughest in the amateurs first, you know what I mean? If you are that good at amateur, somebody going to call you and be like, "Hey, this
So
next level is
do they get
available for
paid
you."
when they do amateurs or no?
When you become part of Team USA, like the top four, mainly at the U.S. Championships, that's like kind of like your Team USA. Uh, they, you get a stipend every month, just as, so because you're gonna end up having to leave if you're gonna have to leave for 2 weeks, go to Colorado Springs, train, and fly out of the country and compete. So they'll give you a stipend every month. I mean, I don't know what the stipend is now. I'm not in the top tier of boxing right now. I'm on the local level. But they do provide a stipend like that.
I've been saying I know like sometimes like it seems like how many fights you supposed to do? Because some of the cats be doing like 100 fights and shit before they go
Oh yeah,
pro.
yeah, man. I had hundreds of fights too. You know what I mean? It's just
Yeah.
it's just the way it is. Because it's a sport where you can fight every Saturday. Matter of fact, today is Sunday and we're gonna fight. So my son's fighting again next week. So he's 8 years old. By the time he's 18, if he sticks with it and treats his body right, and which he will, because I'm his daddy and I ain't gonna let that slide. He might have hundreds of fights by then, and then international competition or these major tournaments, you go to the finals, you didn't fight 5 days in a row. So before you know it, you got 100 fights. You know what I mean? They're 3 round fights. It's not like you're
Oh,
fighting
okay.
12. You're not like you're fighting 12 rounds. That's a whole professional boxing is a different ball game. It's a more measured, more vicious, type of
Yeah. And then
competition.
I always like how people be like they compare like the like new generation to the old generation. But I always look at like well the old generation they fought more rounds. So
They they fought, they fought more rounds. Yeah, they did. I don't think I could ever go 15 round, boy. That's a
yeah.
lot. That's tiring. But yeah, people are different now. I think athletically, this generation is much better than the older generations. But far as physical strength, a lot of people did manual labor back then. You
Yeah.
couldn't do nothing Jack Johnson could do back then. You know,
Yeah.
you know what I mean? Like them people, was picking cotton, working in the sawmill and the steel mill. You know what I'm saying? It's changed. The economy's changed. We got more technology jobs. People sit in front of computers now. You know what I mean? PE took a backseat to other stuff at school. Times have changed. So athletically, I think we're a little better. Toughness wise, man, back in the day, Emmanuel Stewart had them boys coming out of Detroit. They were just mean. You know what I'm saying? Tough. Them boys was tough, man. Anybody that stood in there and tried to trade with Marvin Hagler the way Tommy Hearns did, even though he lost, man, you had to be crazy. You know what I mean? Them boys. But you got some tough cookies out there now. You know what I mean? It's boxing, man. It's a fight. At the end of the day, it's a fight. So yeah, you get back. You still tough, but back then I think they might have been a little bit tougher.
All right, man. I want to say thank you for coming through politicking with me.
All right, anytime, man. Anytime. I appreciate you.
No problem. You want to tell them how to hit you up one more time?
All right. So if you want to donate to us, it's GoFundMe.com/TG Boxing, Tango Golf. All right. And if you want to hit me on the email, if you don't want to go through GoFundMe, tgboxing@icloud.com. And y'all can call me. I don't care. 915-494-5572.
Subscribe to PoPolitickin on iTunes, YouTube, Podomatic, Stitcher Radio, and Google Play.
Welcome to Co-NIMBY Foundation, a private family foundation incorporated in 1968, and it's dedicated to our continued mission of reflecting the family philanthropic philosophy. Our programs expand educational opportunities and creative, inclusive communities because supporting the causes of education and community development is the hallmark of our work. The Foundation's programs have ambitious goals that seek to meet the needs of our communities. We acknowledge how important it is to have sound structures and strategies in place to achieve success in all of our programs. To learn more about our work, visit us at conimby.org and on Facebook at Co-NIMBY Foundation. While you're there, like our page as we will like to stay connected with each of you.